Hello, my name is Eric Hill, and I am the Coordinator of Collections and Digital Engagement at Dunlop Art Gallery, part of the Regina Public Library. I want to acknowledge that the Regina Public Library is located on Treaty 4 territory, the traditional territory of the Cree, Saulteaux, Lakota, Dakota, Nakota, and the homeland of the Métis. I thank the diverse Indigenous peoples whose footsteps have marked this territory. On behalf of Dunlop Art Gallery, it is my pleasure to welcome you to Lufton, an online performance with Instant Places, Ian Birse and Laura Kavanaugh, and Jon Vaughn. This performance is presented in conjunction with Instant Places' exhibition Breathing Room at Dunlop Art Gallery's Mediatheque in Regina Public Library's Central Library. Tonight there will be 3 performances. The first, a solo by Jon Vaughn, followed by Instant Places, and concluded with a spontaneous collaboration between Instant Places and Jon Vaughn. After this performance, there will be a discussion with an opportunity for a Q&A. Please provide your questions in the chat bar and we will respond. Thank you, and now it's my pleasure to welcome Jon. Thank you, John. And now up next, we have performance by Instant Places. That is Laura Kavanaugh and Ian Birse. Thank you. That was Instant Places, Ian Birse and Laura Kavanaugh. And up next, we have our third performance for the night. And this is a collaboration between Jon Vaughn and instant places. Enjoy.
Thanks so much, Ian, Laura, and John. I'm happy to have a few questions here, and I think there's one that I'd like to start with here from Giant Orange Cat. And Giant Orange Cat says, I'd like to know, do the artists go back to the real world, like no big deal, after a performance like this? Or do they have a post-ritual to tune their brains back to human frequency? Now, I know we're not giving you that option, but I just wanted to see if that's something that you would normally do, or how are you feeling now, I guess is the question.
Funny, we actually were talking about this. Ian, Laura, you remember?
Yes. I can never remember what I did, so.
We're barely coming out of it right now.
You have to come back to feed the cats.
That's so true.
That's right.
Another question. Sorry, were you finished, or did you want to?
If you live alone, it's a lot harder. You have to have a ritual to reconnect you to the world after, because you connect to the world in a different way, but you become so fine-tuned to doing that, you have to remember the other kind of communication. Ian and Laura, you got anything else to add to that?
No, I'm still re-entering, so you know.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question, though.
Yeah, I think we all are, and I really appreciate this space that you're providing. I have another question from Deirdre Chrisholm, and this I think was in regards to Ian and Laura's performance. Is there a link between the color and the sounds? And she also loves how Laura's too compliments her studio graphics.
Did you want to answer that, Laura?
Yeah, there isn't any sort of direct correlation between things. They're just, drawings and paintings that are, laying around the house and developed, and they get pulled into different kinds of spaces, and like some of them get pulled into Ian's software, and some of them just get laid out around the wall and moved around, and they're just part of our living space, really. But color and sound, they have their own vibrations, and they have their own languages that they talk, and I think that we want them to have freedom of creativity to develop their own kinds of sounds and information and elemental properties of their own.
That's a wonderful answer. Thank you. I wanted to ask, we were grateful to bring you all together, and understand that you've performed and have a long history together. Maybe you could talk about how you've connected originally and how you've collaborated over this time.
Well, we started collaborating, I don't know, a week ago, John?
Yes.
It's pretty fresh. Well, we've known each other for coming on 20 years, I guess.
Yeah. There's a shared culture already, right? So coming together is pretty easy. Sometimes when we'd have meetups, we wouldn't even say anything. I would just enter the room and start playing. The first time that happened, and I was just getting used to StreamYard, I entered the room. They didn't say anything. So I just started playing, and that lasted for another 15 minutes until I was like, oh, hi, it's been a while. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but it's interesting that this, that the sort of vibrations, as you say, Laura, have become so shared over this time, because I think initially where we started out, we couldn't be more, I mean, people couldn't have been more stranger to each other. Entering a field like this, especially in the late 90s and even by the late 90s, I think that it was not still a huge amount of discourse on even the tropes of this world. So, but that accelerated quickly, especially with the internet and so many people finding each other, and that added to the festivals themselves and increasing the awareness. And now we've all been at these festivals and seen these sets so many times that we can enter a room with each other, not having seen each other in 15 years, and just start playing without saying a word.
Yeah, good answer.
Mm.
You guys are so soft, and I'm generally kind of bombastic. So I like this back and forth, and it's nice to be able to have found a place where we can work together, although I didn't have any doubt about it. Just hearing us back and forth now is interesting. It makes me think about our personalities and just how many degrees of separation there are. I love it.
I think there's something about the prairie landscape that just gets into your blood. Like, I know there's a certain area, like around North Battleford, that to me, I can still like feel that space. Kind of growing up I was more like in Alberta, but not that far away, and I really feel that. I think it sticks with you when you grow up in a space like that, openness and. I mean, for me, growing up in a small town, it was like, you were just on your own. Yeah, you get on your bike and you ride for like 5 minutes and you're out completely.
Exactly, my experience too. I live close to the edge of the city, so I'd frequently just a few minutes and I'd be out in just a vast landscape.
Mm-hmm.
Where you were just like could reverberate into.
Yeah, I think like the very large open sky always created this kind of you're outside a lot, and because of the large sky, you had all these possibilities for your mind to go, and so much room for possibilities, and such a could get big.
I think as the clouds pass, it affects your thought patterns.
Yeah.
They become like generative, like continually changing, and you become open to like more and more possibilities. And then you realize that you're like on the tip of a rock in the cosmos in a different way that you do when you're surrounded by mountains, which are these like have a completely different kind of history and presence.
Yeah, the nature is big, and things like having the northern lights, in the fall and the winter seasons is like seeing that the universe creates this amazing symphonic visual world of activity, that the world is activated. It's activated with sound and color and beauty. Yeah.
I'm glad that we could. Yeah, I'm glad we could bring this prairie landscape back to you here through this medium, and I recognize that the internet's, of course, always had an important role here, but now even more so in this current situation. And Ian and Laura, I know you've been doing a lot of collaborating, especially now through Zoom. And I'm wondering how that experience has been for you. I guess also bringing in different landscapes that you're then encountering. And John, if you wanted to respond to that as well. But yeah, how has this affected the way that you're improvising and creating art.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff that we're doing with the Glasgow Improvisers Orchestra is, it's been a really interesting kind of journey, because a lot of times there'll be 20, 24 people on a Zoom session. And so you can't really get into a zone like the three of us just got into, where you're just really working with sounds as material, because there's so many other people that kind of need to be able to occupy that small amount of bandwidth that's available. So really does make you, I end up thinking a lot more than I usually do. Like, usually when I'm playing, I don't think at all, and I end up thinking more, finding spots and coming in and out a lot more with the orchestra. So that's been different.
But it's also very nice because it is this rather intimate space in which we can connect with different people from different parts of the world, because there's people from London and people that pop in from Moscow and Brazil and Japan and all over, and a lot of different places we've been, and a lot of different places we've been in different parts of these countries and been to their local venues and played in their local venues. So reconnecting with different people around the world with the shared desire to have sound and generosity and creativity activated is an integral part of the joy of life.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Totally. This is my first experience jamming on Zoom. I didn't know how this would go, really, but I am very pleasantly surprised at how intimate it feels, and even more so sometimes when there can be all sorts of factors that interfere when you're jamming with somebody in like together in the same space. Various distractions. They often happen during the summer, and like it's at the end of something, and you're all like super hot and just like exhausted, but you're like pushing through and like trying to be as focused as possible. There's something about like getting together at a time that works for both people. In your own spaces. We're all in individual spaces where we build when we feel comfortable, and that we're like have prepared to try to make music with these things that we have. And it's one of the challenges when you're jamming, especially with more than two people, is to be able to listen well enough to return to silence at some point without it being the end. And through the various sessions that we've had lots of beautiful moments of like rise and fall, and being able to return to a very intimate, near quiet space, and then build back out of that. As loud as I am as a player, sometimes it's every single like dynamic range is important to playing. And so I've really loved this experience, and especially all the opportunities to jam, even though we've both basically packed them into a week. It's been like a residency.
Yeah.
Time is not linear.
Shit.
Well, I think in recognition of linear time, we may want to move you to a space where you can get back to your human frequencies. But I just wanted to thank you so much for this, what you shared for us all today. And also just to remind anyone that's with us that there is still the installation Breathing Room, which is at the Regina Library at the Dunlop Art Gallery's Mediatek, and that'll be on until the end of the month. So do welcome you to visit that, and also visit our space for future works that we'll be supporting. And I hope that we'll have this kind of opportunity again very soon. But thanks so much, Ian and Laura and John and Eric.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks Thomas, and thanks Eric for doing a great job with the tech. Really, really seamless. It was wonderful.
Lovely.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you. Good
Look
night.
forward to seeing you all again. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.